Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Festus Adun. I'm a public speaker, a facilitator, and project manager. So I'm glad to be speaking on this thing discourse as part of our volunteering for the UDO service for this year, International Youth Day, which runs from 12th to 18th. So today, I'll be speaking on leadership, communication, and emotional intelligence. So over the years, we actually confused leadership and management together. But today we are going to be looking at how leadership can help us to become a better ambassador for our country and also to make us be a better person in our nation. And in commemorating the Youth Day, we are using this to train the teens to be able to learn leadership and how they can be an agent of change for the society it belongs to, as well as the world in general. So I'm sharing my screen now. Okay. Yes. Share. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So like I said earlier, leadership, communication, and emotional intelligence. I said my name is Festus Adun. So when we talk about leadership and communication and emotional intelligence work side by side. So for your leadership to be effective, you have to have good communication skills and a high level of emotional intelligence. So the leader must have all these skills in order for him or her to effectively carry out his leadership role. So like I said, there's management and there's leadership. For a leader, it goes beyond just controlling people or telling people what to do, like this is right, this is wrong. It goes far more than that. You have to bring out the best in them. You have to work with them in a way that you see them, you see yourself in them, you give them all this encouragement and all. So leadership generally, both as a research area and as a practical skill, encompasses the ability of an individual group or an organization to lead, influence, or guide other individuals, team, or entire organization. It's just that is the best, but it's not about just, for some people, when they are given a position to lead, so they see that I'm the leader. Some use it as a revenge, some use it to propose their colleagues and investments. That is just management. But a leader is about making others better as a result of your own personal work, making sure that that impact lasts in them. Even when you are not with those people, they feel that they have learned something from you. That's why I keep telling people that all leaders are managers, but not all managers are leaders. It has a big difference. And when we talk about leadership, what we really mean, what does it take to be a great leader? That's where the communication skills and emotional intelligence comes in. For you to be a leader, you should be able to communicate effectively. You should be able to communicate effectively. So this is the diagram I put here. Said the 5 essential leadership skills. You have communication, you have motivation, you have positivity, you have creativity and feedback. For motivation, positivity, and creativity, those 3 all encompasses is just talking about emotional intelligence. How do you motivate somebody? How do you show positivity in a face of when everything is going on? How can you creativity? All these things are all as a result of your own emotional intelligence. And I can see that communication is one of the basic skills that is needed. So communication is the exchange of information between individuals. It could be through any form. It could be through writing, it could be through sign language, it could be through some with through a message, verbal or written, but information must be passed from you to the individual. So for information to be transferred to be effective, there has to be a comprehension. If you are communicating to somebody and the person is not understanding, that is not. If you are talking to somebody and this person is not understanding, that is not communication. You can actually be, let's say you are from Egypt and I'm in Nigeria. So if I was to speak my local language and you are not understanding, there is no communication. If you have to speak in your language and not understanding, there is no communication. You are just talking. The communication will not be effective. You might be telling me that, oh, I'm not seeing the screen, or you're not hearing what I'm saying. If you're not communicating in a way that I'm able to comprehend it, communication has not been passed, information has not been passed. So for effective leadership, there has to be what? Communication. And communication can be in the form of, it can be assertive, it can be passive, and it can be aggressive. What don't say communication is assertive. What are we talking about? Is about letting people know your feeling and opinion, and at the same time you respect their own opinion. That's assertive. Taking other people taking other people into consideration. Your feelings and opinion with people with high esteem actually have an assertive kind of communication, because yes, I am the leader, but I have to respect other people's opinion. I have to listen to what other people are saying. That's what it means to be assertive. And most people that exhibit this are people that are good when you have an high self-esteem about yourself. So you don't feel lead by yourself because that the person I'm supposed to lead is telling me what to do. No, it's just about listening to others, listening to their opinions. Then we have the passive communication. We're talking about passive communication. We are talking about those where many are these are people that have kind of have a low self-esteem that indulge in this. They actually letting know your feelings and opinion while respecting other people. You usually conform with people with low self-esteem. That is, you don't let people know your feelings and opinion, and you don't respect other people's opinion. You just feel like, okay, I'm the leader of this group, and this is how we're going to do it. This is what we're going to do, and you don't listen. Most people with those type of communication skills are actually people with a low self-esteem, and sometimes for people like that, it becomes difficult to lead. Although I've always said there's always this notion and belief that leaders are born, leaders are not made. But actually, I tell people every day, leadership as it were is a skill. Leadership as it were is a skill. Everybody, one word or the other, has been a leader, is a leader. You can just, for example, when you were growing up, like at the particular point in time, maybe you're the eldest in the family, and people can be like, okay, we are leaving the house for you. They try to take off your younger ones, but when you go to school together, they are like, okay, take care of your younger one in school. Maybe during break, you have to check on him or her. So at one point or the other, we all have been a leader. So it's the ability for you to learn during the process. That's what makes you an effective leader. That's where your leadership skill increases. So the third one is the aggressive communication skill. In this place, you respect your own feeling and don't put other people's feeling. This is one form of discovering most of our leaders. You feel like, okay, I am in charge here, and for that reason, everything I say is going to be what you are going to use. Every other person does not matter, and all of that. But that is not a good skill. For a good leader, the best communication skills or the best communication method they should use should be the assertive communication. Because in this case, you get from people and you make them feel known to other people. So that's for leadership. For emotional intelligence is the ability for you to manage your own emotions. This is the part that we going to dwell a little, for you to manage your emotions and also those of other people around you. Is one of the better skills that's there for effective leadership. It's very better because it allows us to have meaningful connection with others. It creates relationships that aid in communication, problem solving, and improve our decision making. Most of the time, we see My last place I work, I actually shared with someone sometimes ago. I said, if you ever have a team, if you are working with a team, the ability for you to assess your team depends the type of results you get. Your emotional intelligence play a big role. Even you as a person, you also have to work on your own emotions. Because at the end of the day, you see a situation, you see great people that have everything, money and all the rest, they fall into depression and begin to wonder what is the issue. Sometimes they don't have control over their own emotional intelligence. They don't have that emotional intelligence, they can't control their emotions. If you have been following the series that have been done by the team discussed so far since on the 12th, there was a session that came earlier that talked about the depression and the rest. You see that most of these things can happen in flash. It can happen for people when you don't actually put your emotions into check here, in there, and all of that. So for you to be able to lead, you have to have a good emotional intelligence about your team and about yourself. You should know when a worker comes to the office is not. You should know when your colleagues come to class is not. As teenagers, when you are in schools, you should know when your friend is in school and is not fine. You might be cracking the same joke. You might be somebody that plays with you often and you crack some jokes and the person takes a bet. On this particular day, you should be able to know that no, this thing didn't go well with this person. Is unlike her, is unlike him. So it's the ability for you to know that this is not the right time, this is the right time. To always sense when there's dangers around or when somebody is not okay. That is what is really that is what emotional intelligence has to do. And we know that there are five key emotional intelligence keys, and that is empathy, self-awareness, social skill, conflict management, and decision making. What do we understand by empathy? Okay, empathy, like you see here, is the ability to understand how others feel. Is largely different from sympathy. That's where people mistake it. There's a difference between sympathy and empathy. Empathy is you putting yourself in the shoe of the person to understand. It's not just about feeling sorry for the person. That's sympathy. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's sympathy. But empathy is being able to handle their pain. You put yourself in their shoe. You say, okay, instead of having an understanding of where they are coming from, you can make them, you can't judge them. You put yourself in that shoe and you feel like, oh, this is how this person, this is how this person is feeling. Is a very good thing as a leader. You have to have empathy. You have to be self-aware, self-awareness. It's about knowing you, who you are, and how other people perceive you. It's not just about being there like you have to. That's where you see the qualities of a leader now. That the image I shared earlier, it talks about feedback. That is where self-awareness comes in. In one of the holy book, I think the holy son asked after sometimes he asked the people, he said, who does people say I am? Who do people say I am? That is the question you ask yourself. You just need to ask yourself, after you take a survey, am I really leading these people well? Am I really doing the right thing? So that is a very good start to learn as a leader. And it goes down to emotional intelligence. Talk about the social skills. These are what is able to connect with people. Your social skills, your how you're able to relate with others, apart from the communication, your friendliness, your honesty. So these are social skills that you can be able to relate to others. Can your team or the people you are leading, they be so confident to tell you what they are going through? Would they be so confident to tell you like this is what I am facing? Would they be so comfortable with you? These are social skills as a leader that you need to have that will make your team to be able to work with you and at the end of the day make your leadership skills to be effective. Then we talk about conflict management. We say conflict in any place is inevitable, even as a leader. If you are leading and nobody question you, nobody talk about your leadership process or the way you go about it and nobody is talking, then you have to ask yourself that something is wrong. Because take it or leave it, it cannot be right 100% of the time. That is where conflict management comes. So when somebody comes to you the first time and tell you that, stop, this is not how it's supposed to go, man, this is not how I think we should do this. And all of a sudden you start shouting and you're raining horses or you don't sit down, you just say, no, this is my own way. The next time the person will not find it easy coming to you to tell you like, okay, this is what I'm thinking, this is how I should go, or this is what I should do. So conflict management is a great skill that it is scarce resources anyway. I know sometimes it's very difficult for leaders to accept when they are wrong. So but it's essential we manage any conflict that arises. You know, then finally, one of the key emotional intelligence is about decision making. This is the most better part, like how to make decisions. Like sometimes ago, I worked in a place and actually had this thing, and I have to report to my boss. But there's one thing that kept coming to my mind, like when it comes to making decisions, I think I was very good at that in the sense that there are times that I tell everybody for a good leader, the most important part is getting results. Very important, getting results. There was more important than getting results is making sure that your team that you're working with are okay. You know, sometimes people always say, customers are always right, customers are always right. There's no problem. Yeah, customers are always right. But there is one thing you have to do as a leader is to always make sure that your team that you are working with is always right also. Yeah, always okay. Your team should come before your customers. There's no magic formula for that because for great company culture, it's just the way you treat your staff. That's how you will be treated. So if, for example, you have make your client come before your employee, at the end of the day, might not work. So clients do not come first. Employee come first. If you take care of your employee very well, they will take care of the clients. So when it comes to this decision making, like what I was trying to say before, there's this skill that my boss always says that I also been with my team. But there's always a question that I always ask them, like, so are you getting results? And they say yes. Then it's like always do more. Or not to him, I've been able to make some certain decisions that I have seen that it was working for me, and I know I have to make my team to be okay to get those results. So at the end of the day, making decisions, not necessarily because you're under pressure from whoever is your boss or whoever you are working with, but you've been able to give the result. And as teenagers, this key always works for us very well. Why? Because many a times, maybe in schools, university, or whatever we find ourselves, we tend to be, some people do that to lead. And these are some of the skills that we actually need to be able to have an effective leadership. So you have to have empathy for the people that you're leading. You have to be self-aware about your environment, about the people. You have to have those social skills, and you have to have a good conflict management. Not putting your emotions when something happens, you be like, just put your emotions into it. No. You have to sit back and actually process the information. And then you make decisions that are supposed to work. So this is one of the quotes I love. So we said the greatest leader is not necessarily one who has the greatest things, but the one that gets the greatest people to do the greatest things. Most of the greatest leaders in this world have not been the people that have the greatest idea. One of the greatest presidents of America, Roosevelt, was on a wheelchair, but tomorrow is regarded as one of the greatest presidents that America ever had. So why was this possible? Because it had great people around. So as a leader, you should always be yourself, always express yourself, have faith in yourself. Do not go out and look for successful personality and duplicate it. No. As a teenager, you have to be yourself. You have to know that you can be the best version of yourself. You have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions. Or else you lose yourself every time as a leader. Because with leadership comes great tasks. Yes. When you become a leader, you have great aspects. If you are not ready for it and you are not well prepared for it, then miss it all because you just want to prove a point. Maybe okay, let's say you just become a leader and you have boss that you have to report to. You just have to prepare, and in the process of that, you may not be able to deliver because you are there to okay to kind of just please your bosses, and at the end of the day, you forget about your team. And as a leader, success is not about growing yourself. No. When you are not yet a leader, success is about growing yourself. That's right. Then once you become a leader, it's not about yourself again. Success is about growing others. Like, what is your legacy? What are you leaving behind? What will the other people, how will they look up to you? There are times you have to dismiss yourself to business, quite all right, because you need to get the results. So at the end of the day, it's about making others better as a result of your presence. I'm actually proud of the last team I actually worked with. Most of the times, you might not actually have the technical knowledge, may not be the best, but your presence and how you inspire them will make them to do a lot, have more than you can ever think. And all this is as a result of great communication and a high level of emotional intelligence. People work on them, you see them doing more than they could ever imagine. You see them doing more than what they could ever imagine. So that is just a, 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 a factor you take into consideration. Your communication, how do you relate to them? You cannot be, it's not about, I don't see myself to be the boss. Don't see yourself as the boss. See yourself as a team player. See yourself as a team player. That is the only way you become a great leader. If you look around the nations in the world, taking Africa into perspective, we've not really had those good leaders who don't see themselves as the boss. We've not really had those good leaders all over the world. Actually, the countries that have done well are countries that you see they are humble, they go down to the countries. You can see countries where you see your leaders, they are easy to access, they communicate when something is wrong, they tell you when they are wrong, they accept it. That's what part of the leader. You accept when you are wrong. You don't have to say, oh, I'm the leader, I'm the head. No. You see them as a team player. You put your emotional intelligence into check. Great leaders see the greatness in others when they can't see themselves. Your own is to be able to harness it and lead them to their highest potential. Everybody is leading inside of them for the ability for you to make it, to let them realize that this is in you. Then sometimes you see before a match or during halftime when team is going. I actually recently saw this documentary of Arsenal Football Club, the All or Nothing, and looking behind the scenes, there were some matches that they were going to lose, and during halftime, the coach go there, say some things, and it just inspired them. And before you know, you just see this charge. You see a team coming back. It's not just because the coach did something extraordinary. No, it's all about the communication skills and the emotional intelligence skills, the ability to stir up what is in them, the drive, the desire. So that is how you become a great leader. And as teenagers, it is good that you learn it now. Why? Because the future of your nation depends on you. If you get to learn all these skills at a younger age, it helps you to have a technical know by the time you get to that position. So you have to have all these skills. And you have to make sure that you know you are qualified. Your mental health isn't replaceable. Even as a leader, you have to put your mental health into check too. You have to make sure that you have to once in a while think about your own. Don't let the work get into you. There are sometimes definitely failure is inevitable. Even as much as you are trying new things, there are times you reach this deadlock. There are sometimes it seems it's not working. But all you need to do is to believe and work for yourself and the team and be focused. So because of the time and all of that, I think if there's any questions so far, you drop in the comment box. If there is none, you just let us know because it's a definitely brief meeting. I'll just give you 20, 30 minutes because of Zoom session. It's not the paid version, and also to be able to post on the YouTube channel for others that are not yet to be able to view them. I think there was a change in time, and they bring information to me for time. So that's why you see that they are actually no attending here. So if there's any questions so far, you can let me know. This is what I was trying to say, that before you are a leader, success is about growing yourself. If you become a leader, success is all about growing others. So it's not only about yourself. And that will be for them. My name is Festus. We are done before speaker, facilitator, my project manager. That's my email there for any question. But since we still have a little time, we want, if there's any questions so far you want to ask, share the chat box, or you could unmute yourself and you could ask your question. So, Adia and others, any questions so far?
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you so much. That was very informative.
Yeah, so what have been your take-home point from session? Hello? Okay, Mr. Balogo, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
This is another person. Can I go on?
Yeah, you can go on.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Festus, for this enlightenment. Actually, the session has really been great so far. Talking about leadership, like, is one of the things I'm mostly interested in, like, because I believe that leading people can foster their progress, and they should be able to contribute to community development in everywhere we are. So, and based on what you said, I've been able to know that leadership is not about a position, it's just about problem solving skill. So yeah, it has really been great. But like recently also I can relate to this, the strategy you gave us, because I recently participated in one training on leadership, and I can say that everything you said, like, it just kind of reflect back on me just to know. So thank you so much for the session, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. But if further questions, or maybe during the process of you going through the session you went to, have any questions relating to leadership and communication and emotional intelligence, you can actually send me a mail. I think my mail is Festus Adun 77 @gmail.com. I could put you through. Okay.
It's all right, sir. Please, I couldn't hear your email, right?
Okay. Okay. I will be dropping it. I will drop my email in the chat session now. So you could always reach out to me. I'm dropping it on the
Chat box, right?
Yeah. That's my email address. Sorry, there was a Gmail. That was a mistake there. Yes. That's it there. You could always reach out to me.
It's all right, sir. It's all right, sir. Thanks for the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you very much, and thank you for attending. For those that were able to make it, but the video will be made available on the YouTube channel, and also in the Teens Discord various media platform. I think that will be all for now. So thank you guys for your presence, and I think we have another session by 3 p.m. One of our speaker will be there too. So the major part about this whole issue, why the UT of service decided to do this, actually to kind of is a way of giving back to society. If you check majorly over Africa, our staff leadership is not really something. That's the major reason why we find ourselves back in the global world. Our leadership system isn't working. So the problem is not about the country, it's not about the continent, it's about our leadership. So I want us to not just be a listener, but also to always put it to practice. Wherever we find ourselves, whatever leadership role we find ourselves, or anywhere we are given the opportunity to be able to make a difference. And that is what matters most. Say one man can change the world. And the people look at you and see what you are doing. Most of the time, everywhere I've been, I did not have to speak more, do more. I just give them, I give them what we call a template. I give them a template, like using myself as a template. This is what I want. And at the end of the day, you see the people just following. So it's about us when we lead, we always give our best. So thank you, everybody. I think I've actually exhausted my time. For those of you that have questions, please, I will actually be expecting your mail or your questions because actually just a short time, short notice. So I will actually want to breed teenagers in areas of leadership. I actually want to grow people in areas of leadership that will actually impact the world, will actually make a change to the world. So thank you very much for your time. I want us to be a change ambassador wherever we can and be a good ambassador. Thank you all. I would love to see everybody's face. I don't know if we just open our video. Let me see our faces. I don't know if we could do that. I don't know if you're hearing me. Maybe just for a minute. Let's just open our video and okay. Please, okay. I don't know. Yes, Adia. Oh, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Balogun. Balogun, I don't know if you could just open your video. Okay, I will turn it on. Okay. 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 Yeah. Could somebody take, okay. I don't really know. Okay. Balogun, we are still waiting for you. So, okay. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. Thank you, guys. It's really nice to see see us here. And let's do this again some other time. So I'll be expecting your mails or your questions or feedback. Thank you very much. And you guys have a nice day. Bye. Bye. Okay. Bye.